I've told you about CSPX, the ETF I use for US market exposure, and I've told you about EXUS, the ETF I use for the rest of the developed world. Today is the third and final piece of that puzzle, and honestly, it's the most exciting one, but it's also the one that requires the most discipline. Let me explain. Hello fellow Arbab, it's time to boss your money. My name is Kenneth and I've been working in finance and auditing for almost 2 decades now, and all I ask from you is to like the video, subscribe to the channel and comment below whether you agree or disagree with my thought process. I read every single one. So what are emerging markets? When people talk about developed markets, they mean countries with mature, well-regulated, high liquid stock markets. The US, UK, Germany, Japan, Australia, and so on. That's what CSPX and EXUS cover between them. Emerging markets are everything else on the growth curve. Countries whose economies are developing fast, whose middle classes are expanding, whose companies are growing quickly. But this also comes with more volatility, more political risk, and less predictability than their developed market counterparts. Think India, China, Taiwan, Brazil, South Korea, South Africa, Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, Malaysia, Mexico, Turkey, and here's one that might surprise you, the UAE. Yes, the country you're sitting in right now is classified as an emerging market and is included in the index. 24 countries in total across every major growth economy on the planet. So what exactly is EIMI? Officially, the iShares Core MSCI Emerging Markets EIMI UCITS ETF tracks the MSCI Emerging Markets Investable Market Index. And that IMI bit, that stands for Investable Market Index, which means it goes further than most emerging market funds and includes large, mid, and small cap companies. Around 3,200 companies in total, covering approximately 99% of the investable market cap in each country. One ETF, one click, 24 countries, 3,200 companies. Now let's look at what's inside, because this is where it gets really interesting. Taiwan is currently largest country by weight at roughly 25%. And this is almost entirely because of AI. TSMC, or Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, is the single largest holding in EIMI and currently represents roughly 1 in every $9 in the fund. TSMC makes the chips that power every AI model, every smartphone, every data center on the planet. China is the second largest at around 25 to 28%, and you get Alibaba, Tencent, and other big companies. The internet giants of the world, the second largest economy. India is the third largest at around 19%. So yes, your Indian exposure is built in. You get Reliance, HDFC, Infosys, TCS. They are all in there. Then we have South Korea. You get Samsung and SK Hynix. You get Brazil, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, Indonesia. They're all in there. The expense ratio is just 0.18% per year. It's accumulating, meaning dividends are reinvested automatically. And it's UCITS domiciled in Ireland, which means just like CSPX and EXUS, it sits completely outside the scope of US estate tax. Your family gets what you built and all of it. I've covered UCITS in detail in my CSPX video, so I won't repeat the whole thing here. But if you haven't watched that, go check it out. It's genuinely important. But wait, if EIMI already has India in it, why do I also invest in Indian mutual funds separately? That's a fair question, and the answer is control. EIMI gives you India at roughly 19% of the emerging market allocation, which sounds decent, but EIMI also gives you China at 25 to 28%. And if you are an NRI who believes, as I do, that India deserves more weight in your personal portfolio than China, EIMI's built-in weightage doesn't let you change that. Indian mutual funds invested directly through NRE account give you pure India exposure. You decide how much, you pick the sectors and the fund types. You're not bundled in with 23 other countries. So I use both. But like I said in my last video, it's all about how you create your portfolio. The foundation should probably not include a separate INR India mutual funds bucket. The foundation should be what I discussed in that video, I'll link it at the end of this video or down in the pinned comments. And now we're back to the cricket analogy. In my EXUS video, I said CSPX was like Virender Sehwag, the aggressive opener who harvests big runs when conditions are right. And then I compared EXUS to Rahul Dravid, the wall, steady, reliable, steps up when Sehwag has a bad day. EIMI, that's like Vaibhav Suryavanshi. If you follow cricket, you know exactly what I mean. 14 years old, already hitting sixes in the IPL against world-class bowlers, the kind of talent that genuinely comes around once in a generation. Enormous potential, the kind of upside that makes your jaw drop, but could he get out for a duck just as easily? Absolutely. The experience isn't there just yet. The consistency isn't guaranteed. It takes time to build that experience and consistency. Conditions that suit Sehwag or Dravid might not completely suit Vaibhav. That's emerging markets for you. Extraordinary potential, real risk. You believe in the long-term story, and the long-term story is genuinely compelling, but you size the portion accordingly. You could make a case for a team full of Sehwags if you are playing in a test match where you need a lot of runs quickly, right? But you could also make a case for a team full of Dravids if you have 4 days to defend and play out for a draw, but not a team full of Vaibhavs. So allocate accordingly. So how do CSPX, EXUS and EIMI work together? Together, these three ETFs gives you the entire investable world. CSPX gives you the US, 500 of the largest, most powerful companies. EXUS, the rest of the developed world, 772 companies across 22 countries. EIMI, the growth markets, that's 3,200 companies across 24 emerging economies. All three are UCITS, all three are accumulating, all three are on IBKR, and none of them require you to pick individual stocks, time the market, or predict the future. Now, because I'm not your financial advisor, I'm not going to tell you how much your allocation should be, but what I will tell you is that I invest in all three every single month without fail, based on the allocation that I feel suits my investing style. Watch my CSPX or EXUS video next. Both are linked below as well. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. Yalla Arbab, go boss your money.